Hey guys, welcome to the channel, Sonny here, and today we have the Alchemy Stone update patch. It is in today. We'll cover that, and of course today's Friday. This patch will be out the next maintenance, which should be December 31st. And also, if you guys are looking to spend money on BDO, then don't forget to use code Biceptimusprime. Pia brought back the content creator codes. So up there, link in the description as well. If you're buying, use code Biceptimus and you will directly support me. So thank you so much and Merry Christmas to you all. All right, let's get into it. There's a lot to cover today. So let's get to it. The Alchemy Stone update is in, it's here. So pretty much everything we knew, it's there. The Alchemy Stones are being revamped. Materials obtained from defeating the Dark Rift bosses can now be used for growth, fusion, and separation. This is like making the Vel's Heart combine and all that. You can fuse Vel's Heart or Khan's Heart, which provide displayed AP/DP with the resplendent, splendid, and shining Alchemy Stones to keep the AP/DP of Vel/Khan's Heart while using the effect of the resplendent to shining Alchemy Stones. That would be the bonus AP and accuracy and attack speed, most importantly. If your Alchemy Stone has a blessed soul fragment or exalted soul fragments, you must extract it before fusing. Normally, that would break the fusion item, which is like, I guess, 15 billion silver. But to reduce friction, we've improved extraction so the fragment is preserved and returned as extracted. So you don't lose anything. I think it costs like 10 million silver to extract it. And then you can combine your Vel's or Khan's Heart with your Alchemy Stone if you have one, resplendent or above. Now, the new item to upgrade is this one here. There is the Fragile Sky and then the Full Sky, right? Pure Sky and Full Sky. And you're going to be able to get 20 of the Fragile Sky per Dark Rift boss per 5 days. So that would be a total, assuming this is 100% drop chance and it's per boss, that would be a total of 120 fragments per 5 days. Remember, the Dark Rift spawns every 5 days. Also, they will reset with maintenance. So make sure you kill your Dark Rift bosses before next maintenance. Because they will respawn and then you can kill them again and you can get these right out the gate. So you get the fragments and then you need to upgrade them to the full essence. And this is where it gets kind of crazy. So to make them the full essence, you need to simple alchemy 1 essence of weak sky and 10 sharps. So this looks in terms of, this is obviously a time-gated material for upgrading. However, realistically, this is not going to be a time-gated material for 99.9% of players. This is only going to be a time gate for someone like in my position that's borderline hard-capped and have more silver to spend than normal. You're looking at 1,200 sharps per 5 days to keep up with the essence. Now, luckily, you can get a lot from gathering. They're already sold out, the sharps. They just thankfully buffed the byproduct, so you can use the byproduct when you're gathering the fairy essence thingy, and you can convert those into sharps, which is what you should be doing with those. So yeah, this is a lot. 1,200 every 5 days to keep up. So this is like one of those things where sort of like the real time-gated material or the gated material is going to be something you can acquire in-game playing. Luckily, I have a bunch, so I'll be fine for a while, and I do a lot of gathering, so... but yeah, like, if you want to keep up with this, 1,200 per 5 days. Not per week, per 5 days. Okay, so how does this work? You get these essence, and you're gonna be combining them, right? Make them into big ones. You need them to combine, as you can see here. You need for the destruction, you need a Vel's Heart, a Brilliant, or Resplendent, or above Alchemy Stone, and then a Full Sky Essence. Simple alchemy, and boom, you combine them. You get the sheet AP on it. You can also do it with protection stones. You can do it with protection stones and a Khan's Heart of Protection, and then Life Stone and a Khan of Life. Blah blah blah. And then you can put the fragment enchant on it afterwards, and then you can still upgrade it with that on it. It's only for the combination where you need to get the fragment taken out first. And then you can also extract it again. To ensure a smooth process, the materials used for improvement has been changed to be extracted when extracting improved materials for Alchemy Stone. Right, so that's like the combination. So you can also separate them again. Simple alchemy with a combined alchemy stone and a full essence of the sky, and then you get your 2 alchemy stones used in combination. So they're not lost forever if you want to undo it and sell it or whatnot, right? And the price is going to be pretty crazy. So that's the difference here. So Vel's Heart can only be used on destruction stones. The Khan's destruction can also be used on these if you have Resplendent and above. And then the protection stone can only be used on protection stones, and the life can only be used on life. So it kind of makes sense. But this also means that the Khan's DP stone is 2 DP, which means you can't, well, you can't put up Vel's Heart on the protection stone, so you can't use the protection stones for Kaphras and things like that. So important to note, it doesn't really change anything in terms of the Edania bosses. Except, of course, you can use the Resplendent Plus. Okay. And also, they remembered the Behelit, Berserk, Alchemy Stone. That still works. You can keep that icon for it as well. Next up here is the separation. We covered that already. Changing to existing pension stones. Previously, alchemy stones were organized by prefix tiers from imperfect to shining, and each tier came in multiple grades from white, green, blue, yellow. Because of this made alchemy stones system harder to understand, we consolidated and streamlined it so it's more intuitive going forward. So a lot have been deleted or merged. Among the system types of alchemy stones, the prefixes incomplete to shining have now been changed to only have yellow grade each state. So there's no more white or green and blue, only yellow. I'm not entirely sure what they're going to do with the other ones. Have been removed from the box types item. I'm guessing, right, so during the regular maintenance, alchemy stones item will be deleted and silver equivalent of value will be paid out. So if you're sitting on a blue stone, it's just gonna get basically deleted and get silver for it. That's my understanding of this. So yeah, alchemy stones with rough or polish have been removed as well. I'm not entirely sure if they're changing it here, like a change to only have yellow grade trees. I don't know. I feel like they're just removing the other ones completely. When you have an imperfect alchemy stone, you will chain a solid that's a sturdy stone. So it goes from imperfect to sturdy to sharp to resplendent, splendid, and then shining. So you get silver for all those stones you have that doesn't fit in the mold anymore. Here we go. So this here is information on deleted pomegranate items. Incomplete, all gone. Rough, green, blue, yellow, gone, right. Polish gone, and then you have the solid, which removes the white, green, blue. Construction. Yeah, so the blue looks to be deleted. And you get silver for them. Change to level of alchemy stones and price on the integrated marketplace. The grades existing have been changing, and then also price, so they'll probably start selling on the marketplace. This here doesn't actually matter. So I know people have been concerned about the changing of the grades from like red to yellow. It doesn't matter for doing bosses. It's just a visual thing. Alchemy stones and artifacts are already exempt of the red plus grade for doing bosses. So this literally isn't like anything. It is just a visual clarity on progression, as the new alchemy stones are better than the current ones. So like Vel's Heart becomes yellow, and then you'll see, I guess like red, and I think shining is purple, which is the highest tier of grade at the moment. And then the prices. So here we go. These are the existing one, right? Incomplete alchemy stone destruction goes from 200,000 to 2 million. This is like the smallest one. Solid, this is the sturdy. It goes from 60 mil to 600 mil. I have almost 100 of these laying around. I just realized. That's not too bad. Wait, how much silver is that? That's like 60 bill. Okay, that's not too shabby. Cool. So anyway, then you have here the sharp ones are gonna go from 400 mil to 4 bill, and resplendent from. Oh wait, sorry. This is this is the new. I'm silly. It's a different change. Yeah. So this is like the lower limit. This is not the current price. This is the lower limit and the higher limit, the top limit, right? So resplendent is gonna go from min price 10 bill to 100 billion. And sturdies are going to be from 150 billion to 1.5 trillion. And a shining stone is going to range from 1 trillion to 10 trillion silver, which is way closer to the true price of these items. Currently, just in terms of like real cost of these, a shining stone, I know everybody looks at always the final item. Listen, ain't none of us getting this anytime soon. Literally. A shining stone takes around 7,000 hours of upgrading it. Assuming unlimited resources and materials, it's around 7,000 hours on average sitting there and upgrading. Suddenly, this doesn't look that bad. And obviously, the upgrading is getting changed and streamlined. We'll cover that in a bit. That's the reason none of these ever sell. That's the reason nobody even goes for them, because they are completely horrible. So, yeah. This here also means that they will probably sell if somebody lucky taps it. People who are selling pinfalling guards will probably see Splendids being sold as well when price goes up. And it's the same for protection and life as well. So that's kind of nice. Feels good having 2 out of 3s. Khan's Heart is getting 30% life skill EXP added to it. So you don't have to use the Trian's tier, I think it's called. Now, Khan's Heart is going to be the de facto one, right? And this will also carry over when you're using the life ones, right? You can combine Khan's Heart with a life scone, and you got to get the mastery and the 30% EXP as well. So that's super sweet. The buff icon, the Bearhead Heart has been improved to be identical to the icon. That's cool. Okay, and then here, Alchemy Stone charging screen has been improved to appear when you right-click the mysterious powder. So you just right-click the powder like if you do enhancing, and it will pop up the UI, so you can feed it nice and quick without having to open like 11 different UIs. The UI changes are going to be great for this. Alchemy Stone Growth. The Alchemy Stone polish/growth tabs have been merged into one, so no longer having to tap back and forth. Thank the heavens, and the ancient anvil system has been added. That's the pity. Added to the growth attempts. So here we go. This right here, this is it's still polished, so you still need to polish them up to 150%, and then you do your taps, and you have your pity counters up here, and the stones, which are going to be the ones you make and get from the rift. And then, of course, crunch. They have a visual here. Now, let's take a look at the numbers. You can check the success rate attempting to grow a gold mine. Right, so the chance, this is based on max polish, which you, of course, will always do. From imperfect to solid, it's 30% chance and 5 Igris. And the amount of essence is 2. And you get 120 per 5 days. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. And also 0 cron stones. So yeah. One jet solid, if you want a cron, it's 55 crons. And they don't explode anymore, right? If you cron, they don't downgrade. So it's a way to maintain. It's like a normal enhancing now. So up to shard, 20% chance, 8 pity. And then from sharp to resplendent, it is 3.3% chance, 45 pities, and 10. So that's 12 attempts per 5 days you can do, right? So like 20 days? Is it 20 days roughly? I need to do math on this. 45 divided by 12. So that's like 4 weeks. Right? 20 days. It's like 20 days to pity Resplendent. And with the Cronstone cost, if you pity it, it is just under 15,000 Cronstones. And the Resplendent one is actually, that's the first one that's a bit better than a Vel's Heart. And that's also the one where you can combine your Vel's Heart to it. So it's going to give you 2 hidden AP and I think 2 accuracy and 1% attack speed over a Vel's Heart. So it's completely reasonable. I don't have this yet. I'm going to be enhancing for this. And then after that, we get into the current like biz level of gearing with the Splendid and the Shining. This here is the top 0.01% in gearing pretty much. Way lower chance. Shining is of course busted. I think there's only like a couple in the entire world at the moment. And that's one that takes like 7,000 hours to enhance. So Splendid, that's the one I really want to be going for. 120 pities, 20 per attempt, so that would be, let me see, 6 attempts every 5 at 3.7 K crowns. Yeah. Those are the chances, those are the numbers. Now, I know people see, let's just talk about this real quick. Yeah, 10.6 trillion to pity. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about that. Let's get to that item first before I start pitting in, right? So in terms of the time gate itself, right? First off, most people wouldn't be going for these for the longest time. The time gate is only going to affect probably the 0.01% of players. But these items are super bad stat value. You don't get sheet AP on these, so you don't get the bonus monster AP per sheet. And going from Resplendent, really good. After that, it's super expensive. And the value is also relatively low. So you're pretty much, like, you're not going for these unless you're borderline hard cap, which is where then the time gate sort of plays in. For somebody that's mid-game or newer, you're going to be doing your rifts every week anyway. It gives you a ton of crunch stones now. You get your stones for your deck accessories, and you're going to be building up the items for this over time. You won't be using it. A lot of people right now also sitting on a bunch of their Addon stones because they're lacking AP. And even though the enhancing stone is time gated, your silver is also limited. We don't have infinite silver. So when you have other stuff to spend it on, sure, it might be gated, but you're not going to be going for it anyway because it's not worth it. So you build up these time gated resources to get a ton of it whenever you get there. So this time gate literally won't affect people other than like the 0.01%. And then we still need to go out and get our sharps and everything. So honestly, not too shabby. I do hope, of course, that eventually over time they add these as drops as well at in-game grind spots so people can just go ham and grind out crazy to push for shining whenever you are looking at like these hard cap geared players. Yeah, but for now, yeah, it's pretty solid. Pretty solid. It's honestly more attempts than I thought it was going to be. And up to Resplendent, it's very, very, very achievable. Why sharps go up in price? Because to keep up with the weekly stones, you need 1,200 sharps per 5 days. 1,200 sharps per 5 days to keep up with the weekly stones. Alright, let's take a look. This is the enhancing window, all combined into one, less tapping around. It's just the Google Translate, so that's why the names are a bit weird. Yeah, so that's what it looks like. You get your pities, all that, crunch stones, and the amount of reinforcement stones as well, all in one UI. There are some changes here, nothing really, it's like a few bug fixes. There is 20% crit chance being added to Overlap Slash and brand engraving, Google Translate. This looks to be SLMB and SF on Seraph, which are the smaller heals. So that's super nice, getting some crit on those. Maybe they'll be better to use. If they can fit into like rotation, that's going to help a lot with her sustained PvE. And also, next thing on the list is the campsite buff renewal. You'll love to see it. So, some improvements have been made to the campsite buffs, which make them even more convenient for adventurers. Some buffs have been streamlined. So now a single buff can provide the same effect as several previous ones. The TLDR is the Villa Scroll now adds Combat EXP as well, and the Skill EXP and the Hypothermia thingy. That's added to it. And also to the regular the regular Villa buff you get at a Villa. Same thing. So here as you can see. And they are combining these 3 buffs into one. So the church buff, basically, the AP, accuracy, DR, blah, 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 and EXP, combined into one buff, and it maintains the same price of 1. So they didn't triple the price. Same here with the NPC at the church. You get all 3 buffs for the same cost of 1. You still have the 2 options. Next up is their purchasing, so you can buy these also in scroll form from the tent. So you can see here, those are the ones, the cost. You can buy those from scrolls. Also the drop rate, the 10 to 50% drop rate, you can get those as scrolls, so you can use them for your ferry. And they are, let's see here, removing some items from the list as well. So this is the new tent. You can get the buffs, the different versions of the buffs, and you can also buy scroll versions of them if you want to. Let's see here, to improvement campsite, the fairy generous hands, miraculous, no, not miraculous cheer, what's it called? It's called helping hand? Continuous care. Continuous care is buffed, and for once they actually buffed all levels. So level 1 goes from 5 to 7 buffs, 2, 8 to 10, 3 goes from 12 to 15 buffs, level 4, 16 to 20 buffs, and then level 5 from 25 to 30 buffs available. Nice. That sounds like a good plan, Devious, yeah. True, true. Fairy buffs, yeah, huge W. And they're adding some more categories, so you can have all the buffs active with the fairy, and it won't block each other. And, okay, so one more thing that we were expecting today was the farming. Luckily, it's only the farming being delayed. I'm not gonna lie, I think most of us were expecting to read this about the Alchemy Stone, but at Alchemy Ball, we announced an update that adjusted growth time for cultivating crops. During the preparation process, we identified additional issues requiring improvement, so we would like to inform you that the update schedule has been adjusted. We will provide further updates regarding this update schedule at a later date. Sincerely apologize, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so soon. And valid crash out, guys. I can't believe PA is nerfing me again. Dude, classic PA just ruining the game by nerfing me directly. Sure, it's a good change that affects 99.999% of players in a positive way, but it affects me directly negatively, so it's bad. If the new Moon Vision Book is in effect, you can now specialize your add-ons directly from the skill menu without having to go to an NPC. So if you don't know, I have a title that actually makes me into an NPC. So that uniqueness of being able to change your add-ons out in the world is something I can do. If you talk to my character, you meet me in the open world, you can engage my character anywhere in the world, and you can change your add-ons using my character. So now that's not cool anymore, aka this is a terrible change. I can't believe PA would ruin me like this. Yeah. Oh. Classic PA. Bastards. Yeah, keep nerfing it. Yeah. Okay, Distribution. Yeah, these daggers, that's from the boss runs, the dungeons. They are now family-wide instead of character-wide. And some knowledge changes. And UI improvements. So I cannot see the difference here. Maybe someone can. I cannot see the difference between these two. They look the same to me. But improve the size and alignment of icons, indicating additional properties of an item, transferable, blah, blah. It looks, okay, I guess the circle here. Maybe the circle's a bit bigger. Yeah, okay, bigger check mark, okay. I guess that's a thing. I'm blind, I'm legally blind. Added ability to check guild name next to family name in the Snowfield UI. And the visual changes, system changes. The shield guys, they made it so you can, I'll just read it. We've been seeing more and more outfits that let adventurers get creative with their looks by toggling their show visor settings, and many just ask for your visor setting to carry over into combat, so we made the change. That's it. You can now have your visor on in combat stance. That's about it. And then there's like some small changes here, fixes and changes. Down the throne, the issue where Caphras, the boss, would become stronger at night has been fixed. And some issue where movement would not proceed normally when using the bell to communicate in the price of help has been, yeah, it's basically nothing here. Just some small bug fixes, some line changes, location, all your world map territory has been modified. So, yeah, that's about it, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And don't forget to use code Biceptimus if you're swiping. I'll see you all in the next one.